And while you're building your dream life and becoming your dream woman, sis, and you're connected with God and you're doing your thing, don't forget to regulate that nervous system. Because you're not used to this life. You're not used to having good things. And in your brain's going to keep thinking, ooh, this feels like this is uncomfortable just because it's good, just because it's safe, just because it's consistent. And all of a sudden you're going to want to self-sabotage in things that God has ordained for you, that God has given you, and He has given you these blessings. And all of a sudden you're going to self-sabotage and run into old cycles because your nervous system is dysregulated, and your nervous system misses the chaos, and your nervous system is begging you to go back into the environment that's known, which is not good. And so while you're doing this, sis, regulate that nervous system. Some of my favorite creators to help regulate the nervous system, I'm going to tag down below, but sis, focus on that.
Here's the absolute best advice that I'm going to give you for your nervous system as a naturopathic doctor. Like, save this post, come back to it, watch it over and over and over again until this like really sinks into your brain. All right. The top 3 things that are going to support your nervous system state, all right, are silence, stillness, slowness. Silence, stillness, slowness. So what you need to start doing is you need to start incorporating silence, stillness, slowness into your day. So I went on a walk today. I walked slowly. I had a few moments between patients. I didn't go on my phone, and instead I sat in silence and practiced deep breathing exercises. I ate my lunch today. I ate it slow. So the more that you can incorporate silence, stillness, slowness into your day, the more that your nervous system will feel supported.
You know something I've been noticing lately? A lot of women, including myself, I've gotten better. But a lot of women are walking around completely overstimulated, completely dysregulated, and they don't even realize it. I didn't realize it. It's so shocking to me to look at it now because me 3 months ago, I would have never thought I was dysregulated. I really felt like I was just normal until I'm looking at it now. And what's crazy is we live in a world that almost encourages that. No, it does encourage that. We are always rushing and responding to texts. We're always on social media, always reacting to other people's drama and problems, emotions, whatever is going on. We're always reacting. And after a while, your nervous system gets stuck in survival mode. So, in this video, I want to talk about nervous system regulation for us women, why it matters, and how it affects our life. Also, why things like silence and stillness and slowness are actually some of the most powerful tools we can have as women that are going to help us regulate our nervous system. Because once your nervous system is regulated, that right there is when your life starts to feel very different. I promise you, I'm telling you, me 3 months ago, oh my gosh, I feel sorry for that poor girl. So let's talk about what happens when your nervous system is dysregulated. A dysregulated nervous system basically means your body thinks it's constantly under a threat. And that threat doesn't have to be physical. 9 times out of 10 is not going to be physical. I mean, of course, we have physical threats, but on the norm for the average person is not. So, the type of threat your body is going to think you're under is that constant stress, the chaotic relationships and the arguments, the emotional damage and drama that you're going through, especially if you're in a relationship. You being in survival mode financially, or even just too much stimulation. Your body reacts the same way as you thinking you're under a physical threat. Psychologically, I love psychology. Psychologically, when your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight, you're going to be way more reactive. Just think about you a few years ago versus you now. Maybe something that you hadn't healed from. I'll say cheating. When you see something about cheating, it just really does something to you because you hadn't healed from that. Your 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 nervous system wasn't regulated from that. Um, Maybe that's not a good example, but it works for me. I hope you understood it that way. Also, your emotions feel harder to control. Like I said about the cheating thing, you're not all the way healed from it. It's harder to control those emotions about that when that comes up. Your decision making gets worse. I'm telling you, if you are in fight or flight, if your nervous system isn't regulated, your decision making is going to get worse. And you are going to tolerate some situations that you normally wouldn't tolerate. You know it in your head that you shouldn't even be entertaining it, but you still are. And for women specifically, this matters a lot because women are naturally more emotionally perceptive. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you different. Don't let anyone lie to you. We are naturally more emotionally perceptive. We pick up on tone, energy, facial expressions, and social dynamics more than our counterparts do, which means if your nervous system isn't regulated, you can start absorbing everyone else's chaos. And also, you won't be able to pick up on things that you need to pick up on. All right. Silence is medicine for the nervous system. And I figured this out after a breakup. And I used to talk so much. I was still talking to the person. I was still arguing about this and that. We're already broken up. And I finally started practicing silence. When I tell you my nervous system, that's how I did it. Silence. That is how I did it. I kept my mouth closed. I was journaling. Man, I'm talking about I kept my mouth closed. That person was shocked. They were flabbergasted and pissed off at me because I'm a talker. I usually keep them off their toes by running my mouth too much, constantly hitting them up. But no, I'm telling you, you know when you're done. And that's when you become silent. So it doesn't always have to be about a relationship either. It could be about job, school, your career, family. It doesn't have to always be a romantic relationship, but I know a lot of us women can relate to this. So that is why I'm just using my experience as an example. But the silence was the medicine for my nervous system in that phase of my life. One of the most underrated ways to regulate your nervous system is silence. And I will kind of say everybody always say, well, meditate and this and that. And yes, meditation requires silence, but it's still doing something versus just being quiet, going on about your life and being quiet. I wasn't meditating. I was just silent. Meditating is like you're actively doing something. You're actively being silent to meditate and to get your thoughts together. I wasn't doing that. I was just silent all the way around, every day, all day, handling my business, silent, not communicating with that person. I was quiet as a mouse. And when I say silence, I don't just mean not talking. I mean, no constant background noise, no music playing all day, no social media scrolling, no constant notifications, just silence. I hope this doesn't sound bad to you because this is where you're going to find yourself. And even psychology research shows that silence actually lowers your cortisol levels. The hormone responsible for stress, silence lowers that. And it lowers it because it gives your brain the space to process things instead of constantly reacting. And this is something a lot of women don't give themselves anymore. We feel every quiet moment we have with some type of stimulation, some type of stimuli. But your nervous system needs quiet moments to reset. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just sit in a quiet room and let your body calm down. Don't get on that phone. Don't try to make a to-do list. Literally let your body calm down and mellow out and just relax. Okay, let's get into stillness. Because stillness is not constantly reacting. Stillness is another powerful regulator. And stillness doesn't mean doing nothing in life. It means not reacting to everything, not listening to every conversation about drama. Not every message needs an immediate reply. That is the one I have to teach my kids. Y'all don't have to answer y'all phone if y'all don't want to. I mean, don't break your focus and your peace just to answer a phone call. Not every situation needs your emotional energy. And it makes me think of the saying, their emergency isn't your emergency. You see what I'm saying? Like if somebody got an emergency, they're better off calling, the professionals or EMT responders or something, because those people are there on the clock, ready for whatever you need assistance with. Calling 911 or the doctor is a better way. They would probably get a better response and solution versus calling you. So if it's an emergency, you do not have to answer. It's not your emergency. Now, of course, some situations answer the phone, but no, not every time. And not every person deserves access to your energy and your thoughts. Women who have regulated nervous systems, they tend to move a lot differently because they're not answering every message. They're not giving every situation their time. And they do not talk to people just for the fun of it and give people access to what's going on in their brain just for the fun of it. They got their select few that they deal with and nothing more. They observe more, react less, and give themselves time before responding. You know how you used to be like, dang, I wish I would have said that in that message. And now either I'm finna say something else to start this conversation back up or to start this argument back up. And then I'm gonna bring it up. Or it's, dang, I shouldn't have responded so soon because now I done thought of something else I could say. That is where it comes in to being quiet, being still, being silent. You need to give yourself time before responding to everything. Give it 24 hours. And psychologically, that pause between the stimulus and response is where emotional control lives. That is how you stay in control of your emotions. When your nervous system is calm and you stop operating off impulse and start operating from intention, that is how you become in control of your emotions. Slowness is power. Now, we talked about silence and stillness, but slowness is power. Another thing that regulates the nervous system is slowness. Our culture glorifies being busy, but a lot of that busyness is just nervous system overload. When you slow down, you're going to be thinking more clearly. Ideas are going to pop into your head and you'll be able to jot them down. You notice red flags in people faster or in situations faster, and you make better life choices. Slowness also aligns you with your future. It just signals safety to your body. You know how if you're driving fast, you're on edge, you're constantly looking around, you're making sure you're not about to make a mistake. You probably be hitting some bumps. It's just being busy and fast paced is not always good for day-to-day life. But when you're driving in your car and you're on time, you're not late, you left 10 minutes early, and you live 5 minutes away, so you have double the time. You feel good, you're breathing, you're mellow, you're peaceful. That is because you're moving slowly. When you're rushing everywhere and constantly stressed, your nervous system thinks you're in danger. That might sound crazy, but it's true. Your nervous system thinks you're in danger. But when you move through life calmly and intentionally, your body has the chance to relax. And a relaxed nervous system allows you to access your best thinking, your intuition, and your discernment. Okay, real quick, before we keep going, if you're on a journey of becoming a better version of yourself, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically, I created something that can help with that. My 30-day glow up journal is designed to help you reset your mindset, reflect on your life, and just get a clear on who you're becoming. It's a simple tool, but it helps you slow down and really check in with yourself. And with us talking about regulating our nervous system, this is the perfect time, which is something a lot of us don't do. If you want to start your own glow up journey, the link is always in the description. All right, let's keep going. Now, how nervous system regulation changes your life. When a woman regulates her nervous system, a lot of things start changing. Okay, let's just keep it for real. We become less reactive, more observant, harder to manipulate, and harder to emotionally abuse. I'm just going to say it. You know how after that first heartbreak, first of all, your nervous system is nowhere near regulated when you're going through that first in love phase. And I always say, I'm not judging, but I always say I don't see how women fall in love again. Now, knock on wood, but after that first heartbreak, I don't want to get that close to a man ever, anybody ever again. And you know why? My nervous system is regulated. My discernment is on point. I'm observing more. I don't react too much, but I'm observing. And it's very much harder to manipulate and emotionally abuse me. People can't pull you into drama as easily when your nervous system is regulated. And you stop chasing after that dopamine hit, that chaos. You stop feeling like you need to respond to everything immediately. Honey, when my phone rang, I just be rolling my eyes sometimes because I'm like, "Ugh, don't call me right now. I don't feel like talking. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to send a text and let you know that I'll call you back later. Just hang up." And that level of emotional control changes how people interact with you. Now, this actually connects to something I talked about in my last video about why single women tend to thrive and get more opportunities. Now, that video, go back and look at it. That video got some people mad in the comments. A lot of time when women are single, they naturally have more mental space. Yes, we naturally have more mental space. We have more silence, more stillness, more control over our time, and all of those things regulate the nervous system. When your nervous system is calm, you show up differently in the world. We are able to think clearer and make smarter decisions, and we really have more opportunities. We're open to more opportunities. And that calm, grounded energy actually makes people more drawn to us. So sometimes the glow up people are seeing in women is really just the result of them being regulated instead of overwhelmed. A lot of times, that's what the That's what the glow up is behind. That's what's behind the glow up, being regulated instead of overwhelmed. So let's talk about how women can start regulating their nervous system. Some simple ways we can start regulating our nervous system are spending time in silence every day. I say do it in the morning or in the evening before you go to bed or both. But to be honest, I do it in the morning and in the afternoons. You need to limit your social media stimulation. I'm sorry I had to say it. I'm actually not sorry. It did the best. That was one of the best things I could do. Limit my social media stimulation. And if you're on a platform that you don't feel nothing but negativity when you get on there, Facebook, don't be getting on there anymore. I'm not even on Facebook anymore. I do plan on going back just to pop out like ha ha ha, but I will not be on that platform on the regular. Also, slowing down your routine. Stop rushing. Give yourself enough time. Don't make a to-do list for the day that has 30 things on it. Put only 2 or 3 things on your to-do list. I know it sounds hard. It sounded so hard for me when I first started doing this, but I am so glad I did it. I'm so glad I did it. When I had a to-do list of 30 plus things, let me tell you, I was ugly. Yes, I'm talking about myself. My face was ugly. I was so overwhelmed. I will never do that again. Okay, on to the next thing that can regulate our nervous system: journaling and processing our emotions. I felt so corny doing it at first, asking my journaling about why I feel this way or about why someone hurt me and how that makes me feel. But, baby, when I tell you that gives you some of the best clarity you can ask for, journal and process them emotions. Taking walks without music or distractions, just naturally having your ears unplugged with the AirPods or earbuds and letting the wind, letting your ear feel the wind and the air blowing and hearing the birds chirping, hearing the leaves rustling, the cars passing you. Create space between reactions and responses. These small habits tell your body one thing: you are safe. And when your nervous system feels safe, your mind becomes clearer. Your emotions are going to stabilize and your life starts to feel a lot more peaceful. If this video resonated with you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so more women can find this message. And if you know another woman who's constantly overwhelmed, constantly in survival mode, or just needs to hear this, go ahead and share this video with her. Start the conversation because a lot of women are walking around dysregulated and don't even realize it. I'm telling you, 3 months ago, I did not realize it. Once you start protecting your peace, regulating your nervous system, and just moving through life with more calm and intention, that's when everything starts to change for you. You will never go back. I'm telling you, no one would be able to pay you to go back to being dysregulated with a to-do list of 30 plus things to do for one single day. No one could pay you to do that. I don't care how much money they offered. You wouldn't want it. And if you're on your journey of healing, growing, and leveling up, don't forget to check out the 30-day glow up journal link in the description. This is Pretty Girl Rich Era, evolving into womanhood, where we heal, level up, and become the best version of ourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, loves.